going on YouTube? It's your boy Beowulf. It's Sunday. Headed to the old house. Tomorrow the house closes at 10:30 in the morning and it's gone. So once this video is actually posted, it'll be a week later and I've already had the house sold. But today, usually when you buy a house or sell a house, you have the day before, they have the final walkthrough with the buyer. So I'm on my way right there right now. I'm running a couple minutes late. But they're running a couple minutes late, so it's alright. And I gotta get some stuff out of the house still, and then I got everything out. Just gotta get a few things. They're having a final walkthrough, and then yeah, gonna get some other action-packed stuff to do today. But you know, it kind of gives you guys a little inner side of what it takes to buy or sell a home. It's a lot of work. It's just not somebody buys it. It's not like selling a car and you just see it, adios. It's a little bit of work. So we'll see what they have to say when I'm there. I'm gonna do a little video talking about my old home too. There's a little big story about it. I lived there for 8 years, so it's, you know, 8 years of my life of being there. Nearly 10 years. It's crazy when you think of that. I mean, I think my brother was like 10 or 11 when I bought the house. Just turned 20 yesterday. No, I think it'd be like 11. It'd been 11 going 12 is what I think. I don't know, I have to figure it out. It's one of those two. He's like, he was between 10 to 12 is what he was. But I remember he was little. I know he was still in I think he was still in, was in elementary school when I bought the house. That's kind of crazy. Now he's 20. So let's get going. Almost there to the house. Get this done with them and then get the stuff I need out there. Do a little video talking about stuff about the old house and get going on other stuff. Woo! 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 Alright, so I'm outside my old house. You can tell, look at that. For a ranch. Look how long this house is. There's my Jeep. Way back there. Look at this thing. It's so long. You start here. Look at this. You keep on walking. It's still going. Still going. Still going. Still going. Still going. Going. Yeah, this house was pretty big. Look at that. We finally get to the garage. We're still going. And it keeps on going. This house was pretty big. It was like 3,400 square feet. And this is where I ran a couple businesses out of this home. I lived here for 8 years. And let's go on inside, see what it looks like. It's vacant because the people are moving in, so I don't got any stuff in here anymore. All right, little tour of the house. Turn on the lights, it's a little dark in here. Yeah, so I moved in here December 1st of 2009. It's crazy, huh? Yeah, it's like we're 2018, so it's be almost. It's crazy how long I've lived here. So, look at this. This is a huge family room in here. So when I first bought this house, my plan was to, start a pet resort. And I spent all this money into doing this pet resort. Put like 60, 70 grand into whatever it was to get it started. And I had, like a long story short about this house, I had neighbors from hell, and they were an issue from day one, and I'm glad I'm leaving. So I spent all this money to build this pet resort, and put all this money into the house, and then find out because you can have as many farm animals you want here that aren't your own, but you can't have dogs here or cats that are your own. So I spent all this money, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do next with this house? And so then, I started breeding English Bull Terriers. And this breeder that was breeding English Bull Terriers died, so then there were all these dogs in need of homes. So, got all these Bull Terriers, and that's when I did stuff with Target, with the puppies, with the Bull Terriers, and that's what I did at that holder. Let's see if we can, look at this. You can see this video. This house is huge. So, way over there is like a kennel. That's a whole separate thing. So the house has like 2 septic fields, 2 separate water heaters. It's basically 2 houses into one. So that whole area, we'll get into that. That's where I bred the English Bull Terriers. Now, I did that for so long, and it just got to be a lot of work, and then I got into getting goats, and that's when we first started. Then we started Thor Goats Eco Lawn Care. We did land management with goats for the government, and then it was like a seasonal job. So then we got dairy goats that we did the business that we have now, Bursa Farm. And that's where you could see, let's see, right there. That's the barn we had where we kept the goats in. And those are the, see, four businesses that we ran in this house in an 8-period time. So we really maximized. This house was awesome to make money, and we made a lot of money having this house. It's just time to move on, and we've grown bigger, and it's time to move on. So this was my dining room. Had tons of awesome Thanksgivings, Christmases, whatnot, gatherings of family and stuff. Very cool memories in here. This would be kind of a room that I never went into that had stuff, and it's never really used. And we got a bunch of lights on. So then we had the bathroom. This is like my office. Turn the light on. This is my office. And then, this is my old master bedroom. Had like a walk-in closet. Had another closet. And then the only thing I hate about this house, and when I lived here for 8 years, is I had the teeniest, tiniest. Look at this. This is my bathroom. Smallest could be. Price to pay if you want to make a lot of money. So this house was kind of, it's an old farmhouse. What do you expect? So this is like the room. It's like the guest bedroom. Gavin, my little brother, used to sleep here. And the crazy thing, so like when I got this house, like I said, he was like 10, 11 years old. And here, there's like there's 4 toilets in the whole house. 3-bedroom house. Crazy. So this is like the utility room. Look at how big this is. I have to say though, it's like funny. It's like this house is like, it had small bedrooms, but it had like massive other rooms. So like this was a kitchen. It's a pretty big kitchen. Let me turn on some of the lights before we go any farther. All right, so that goes the basement. And then this is the kitchen. It was a nice kitchen. It was brand new when I bought the house. Put all new appliances in. It's crazy. So like these appliances were brand new when I bought it. They're like 8 years old now. I don't know, it's kind of crazy how this works. And then like this thing I always loved about the Spammers, it was so big. We used to have the TV there, we used to have tons of family here. You could fit like 20, 30 people in this room. It's so massive. Look at that. Vaulted ceiling. Look at that. Woo! Alright, so let's get to the other end where like how I made money at this house. This is just like kind of where I lived and hanged out. It was like pretty much like, now the crazy thing too is this house had line of sight internet. So it wasn't that fast. In the new house I live in, I got like 150 megs. It's crazy. And it's funny is that people buying the house, they thought they were gonna get Comcast here. You're out in the country, and I didn't want to burst the bubble. They're not having high speed. You're not gonna have a really fast internet here. Maybe, it's 2018, maybe soon. But then this was like the Four Seasons breezeway. I had this as like set up when people buy dogs. They come in here to meet the puppies. Then I had it where like we used to have tons of freezers. We used to store all this frozen goat milk. And then I used to have like my workout area here, and it's like heated floors, and it's kind of a cool room, pretty big room. So this is pretty for a ranch house. This house is like massive. It had like, there's like another exterior door, another exterior door. I think the house had like 9, 10 exterior doors to it. This is the garage. This is where I had like snowmobiles and boats and all my different cars that I'd have kept in here. That's a pretty big garage for a little 2-car garage. It's like massive. I like to find a garage, 2-car garage that's this big, because this thing could store a lot of stuff in it. All right, now we're gonna get to where, well no, there's another exterior door, and then we're gonna get to where we make money. So this room, we store like different food or stuff for the animals. Sometimes product. We had a bunch of storage room in here. Look at this thing, it's like massive. There's like another exterior door, bathroom. You could put a tub in here. Like I'm selling you the house is already sold. So then the other thing too is the house had 2 separate HVAC systems. So the house is on 400 amps. There's hardly any homes that come on 400 amps. Usually regular homes, 200 amps. So this house was on 400 amps, all electric here. You could have lived off the grid at this house. Like a total prepper's house for like Armageddon, right? Like a total prepper's house for like Armageddon, right? Well, I was planning always solar panels or wind turbine, but I always thought it was kind of a waste because the technology would be outdated. It's like buying a TV. You bought a TV 8 years ago, and now the new stuff is like 4K. Your old stuff's junk. So it has another water heater here, another sink. That's one well for the whole house, but it's like 2 separate septics, like I said before. Now we're gonna get to where we used to store soap here to dry, and then these used to all be like kennels in here, and that's where we had the dogs at, and then we used to have all this areas where we'd make the product at. Now we're gonna get into the next part. So like all the fencing, I said when I spent like 60 grand was all like fencing like this. I kept this remainder in here. And then we used to milk the goats right here, actually. So we'd have all these like milking stands and milking machines. We used to milk all the goats in here. So the crazy thing is being here and how many, you know, like at one time I think we had about almost like 60 goats. So it's weird being at this house and then how quiet it is. Before it was so loud with, you know, all the animals. It's kind of weird, you know, it's kind of, this is my last time walking through. So like literally I'm filming this and I'm leaving this house. I'm never gonna be allowed to come back here ever again. So this is kind of like a memory, a scene stuff, how it was. Sorry if the kind of videos low, or long. It's just I'm kind of talking about shit. And yes, this is like the whole other end of the house. And I think I go back inside and there's like an aerial photo when I first bought the house. So look at this. This thing is just like, it's like a fortress. Look how big this is. This is, I've had to say a mini mansion, a ranch house. So we used to keep in a mini donkey, mini horse. We used to keep them there. And then I'll show you guys the barns. Look at this. This is the whole back part of the house. You need a wide angle lens to see it. Look at it. So it's like boom, boom. That's just the back of the house. So it's a pretty big home. And we used to have all like pens around here, or pastures where we'd have the animals in different zones. That was kind of cool, having them all crazy. It didn't have a lawnmower. The goats used to do all the animals used to eat all the grass. So this is like the barn where we used to keep all the animals in. We used to have pins and stuff in here, and it's so weird as how empty it is in there. And then in the back there, you saw yesterday's video, that's where the gun range, way back there. And then way over there, see, yeah, right there, we used to have like a run-in shelter, and that's where the 2 Norwegian fjords at. So this is kind of like, I don't know, this is my old home. This is about it. This is where I was about 8 years of my life put into this home, being here all the time. And it's nice to have freedom, having the house sold. Don't have to deal with these neighbors from hell anymore. And it's nice to move on my life, and next step, Myrtle Beach, which I'm pretty excited about that. I know the realtor's real excited for me that we finally sold this house. Like, I don't know if you guys saw in past videos, I originally had this house listed for $375. I had to do such a price drop to sell this house. If you look at this house, it's so big of a home, but the problem is this house was so big that it needed, like, you could run a business out of here. So basically this isn't really like somebody who come to have a big family want to buy this house. So that was kind of the hard thing selling, why I had to do such a price drop to sell the home, and I'm just glad to be done with it. Move on with life, Myrtle Beach, and it's the plan. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm just gonna, oh, look at this, I haven't even talked about the whole thing. Check this out, look how long my driveway was. Look at this. Boom, look how long that is. They used to have gated, whole fence has like electric wire. It's like a fortress here. You miss it, you can't shoot guns. That's probably the only thing I'll miss about the house is the memories I've made here, the good and the bad. And listen, you hear chickens in the background. And then they can shoot guns here. So hopefully wherever I find a Myrtle Beach side place I could still shoot outside is what the plan is. So boom, let's fast forward. I know my brother, he needs me to install some performance parts on his Camaro. Yo bro, I'll hook you up, man. I know how to install stuff. I'll do it for you. So let's get going and doing that. Bah!